This is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin with breaking news as a local family is begging for answers today after they say their daughter with cerebral palsy has been missing for nearly 24 hours out of Richland County. Now 35-year-old Amber Meyer was last seen Wednesday afternoon at 3:30. A neighbor says they saw a strange and unknown vehicle near Meyer's home around that time, but could not give an exact description of that car. Now Meyer's phone pinged in and around the area of Spencer, Iowa late last night, but Iowa authorities have not yet been able to locate her. Meyer is described as around 5 feet tall with reddish hair. She uses a walker or wheelchair and has butterflies on her leg braces. If you have any information on this case, you're urged to call the Richland County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. Now, new for you at noon, a man has serious injuries after police say he stole a car and crashed it into a building in downtown Fargo. Police tell Valley News Live they learned of an unlocked and running vehicle that was stolen around 5:45 this morning from the 1100 block of 2nd Street North. Moorhead police later tried to pull it over, but the driver took off. Now, authorities say the driver was ejected from the vehicle after crossing the Center Avenue Bridge at a high rate of speed and crashing into the Mid-America Steel building. The driver was 48-year-old Dexter Jefferson, and he was taken to the hospital. Jefferson faces charges of DUI and theft of a motor vehicle. A North Dakota man is dead after a rollover in the Northern Valley. It happened last night around 6 near Towner in McHenry County. State troopers say the driver's SUV entered a ditch, vaulted over a field approach, and overturned. The victim was partially ejected during the crash and pinned underneath the vehicle. He died at the scene. The North Dakota Highway Patrol plans to release his name later today, but do say he was a 51-year-old from Carlsruhe, North Dakota. Well, the weather's feeling better today than it did yesterday. We can definitely say that. Well, let's check in with forecaster Summer Snubwalk to see how it's feeling.
Yeah, Brian, talk about a warm-up. We were joking this morning that it felt so warm this morning that we didn't need the winter coats, didn't need the hat, the gloves. We still did. It was still a chilly start to our day, but now we have warmed up into the teens for much of the region, still seeing upper single digits along the international border as we go into our Thursday afternoon. But compared with the last 24 hours, or compared to 24 hours ago, Fargo, we are 19 degrees warmer. Grand Forks is 22 degrees warmer than this time yesterday, 16 degrees warmer in Devil's Lake. But as I mentioned, we still do have that wind chill. It feels like 8 below in Baudette and in Langdon, feeling like 6 below in Devil's Lake and Bemidji, and the wind chill in Fargo, Fergus Falls, and in Gwinner is 1 below 0. We're seeing some filtered sunshine as well as some clouds, so variable cloud cover across our region this afternoon. And there's even been a few flakes from time to time mixed in with some of that cloud cover. But coming up in the 7-day forecast, Brian, I'll be talking about a couple chances for some snow, including a first alert weather day.
We'll definitely make sure to stay tuned with you because when there's snow, we want to make sure we're being cautious.
Yes.
Thanks again, Summer. Well, a jury has acquitted a Fargo man who was arrested during violent protests in downtown Fargo after the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Jurors deliberated for less than 30 minutes Tuesday before finding 24-year-old Nagasi Burley not guilty of engaging in a riot and preventing arrest. 3 Fargo police officers testified they were ordered to arrest Bear after he had been walking, shouting, and pumping his fist near a police line that has been set up the evening of May 30th. None of the officers could recall specifically what he had said. All the officers testified that there was no evidence that he was involved in any rock throwing, bottle throwing, vandalism to police cars, or assaults. The fight has heated up over whether Minnesota should tighten its election laws or make voting easier. A key Senate panel yesterday backed a Republican proposal to require voters to present photo identification. Supporters say it's aimed more at increasing voter confidence in election results than at preventing fraud. But opponents say an ID requirement could disenfranchise hundreds of thousands of eligible voters. There are now several at-home COVID-19 tests on the market. Usually you have to send away for one or buy it at a store, but one company is selling them in a unique way. Naomi Ruckham explains.
No more long lines or appointments for a COVID test. Soon they will be available in a vending machine.
Grocery stores, shopping malls, airports, and subway stations.
The company Wellness for Humanity unveiled the first machine in New York. Customers purchase the $119 test online and are sent a barcode which is scanned.
Simply place it in front of the vending machine.
Seconds later, the box pops out. Inside is a saliva test that can be done at home and shipped off to a lab. Once received, results take 1 or 2 days. They're advertised to be 99% accurate. The company plans to roll out 1,000 of the machines in locations across the country over the next 6 months. Other companies have similar vending machines that are used in Europe and Asia. The University of California in San Diego created one with free test kits exclusively for students who are required to get tested at least once a week.
Swab your nose, put it back there, and then 24 hours later, you have your answer.
People without a convenient vending machine can find at-home tests in stores and online, but results can take days. Companies like Illume are planning to offer kits that provide an answer in minutes. Customers take a nasal swab, which is read by a Bluetooth-connected analyzer and an app. It's expected to cost $30 and be in stores in the coming months. Wellness for Humanity is also developing a test with results in 15 minutes. It will eventually be available in the vending machines. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Some at-home tests may be covered by insurance. Experts say it's important to buy one that has received emergency authorization use from the FDA. Now, Sanford Health partnering with local radio stations and Valley News Live to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. Last year, this radiothon raised over $160,000. Experts feel the amount will increase this year, even with this current pandemic. 100% of these funds raised stay local to help children throughout North Dakota and Northwest Minnesota. The funds pay for high-tech medical equipment, support special programs, and educate those at Sanford. This radiothon makes a huge difference for local children and their family.
These are your kids, and this is your children's hospital. We're seeing kids from all across the state, from Williston to Bagley. You'll hear stories today on the Cares for Kids Radiothon, both today and tomorrow, all the way down to Lemon, South Dakota. So we really have a wide area of territory that we do cover, and kids have to come to Sanford Children's for that specialty care.
To donate, call the number on the bottom of your screen or head to valleynewslive.com. Well, Robinhood limits trades of GameStop. That tops our look at consumer news. Here's some background. Stock of the struggling video game store has surged 8,000% in recent weeks, driven by a group of amateur investors on a Reddit message board. Using the Robinhood app, they poured money into GameStop to drive up the price, all to squeeze wealthy hedge funds who've bet against the stock. Now, those hedge funds have lost billions. Now, Robinhood and several other interactive stock trading apps have suspended buying of GameStop and other stocks targeted by users of the Reddit message board. U.S. weekly jobless claims numbers hit lower than expected. First-time claims totaled 847,000. That's below the 875,000 expected by economists last week. Now, while continuing claims were expected to hit some 5.05 million, consumer spending is showing signs of fatigue as household spending declined for the first time in 7 months in November. Record-setting COVID cases and colder weather is thought to be driving the slowdown as unemployment numbers remain stagnant. Well, coming up at noon, hear from cancer patients as they decide to get the vaccine or take their chances. And let's talk weather. Are temperatures pleasant or just downright cold? Weather up next with forecaster Summer Snowbuck.